The House will vote today on a bill to give the same Secret Service protection to presidential candidates that is offered to sitting presidents. But while Republicans push for the bill to pass, Democrats keep going after Trump. Watch.
I wanted to know if you think it's time for Democrats to stop calling Trump a threat to democracy.
No, fact of the matter is that he is a threat to democracy.
No, I think we should be clear that he is a threat to democracy.
Do you think that the rhetoric, though, needs to be toned down?
I think his rhetoric should be toned down, absolutely.
Listen, these are the facts. He is a threat, period, point blank.
South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace joins me now. Congresswoman, do the Democrats not realize that their rhetoric is partly the reason that we need a bill like this in the first place, or do they just not care?
Oh, well, the left is completely tone deaf, as you saw in those interviews just now. Look, this is a man where multiple assassination attempts have been happening over the last couple of weeks and months. He needs the best security the United States government can have for him to keep him safe, keep him alive before the election. And here these people are doubling, tripling down on their rhetoric. And I live with these threats every day, and I can't imagine the fear that the Trump family has every time they're out there. They're outspoken. They love our country. You shouldn't be shot at because you love the United States of America like Donald Trump.
Yeah, this isn't just a politician. This is a father, a grandfather, a husband. Yeah. What will it take for Democrats to stop dehumanizing Trump and victim blaming him with rhetoric like this?
A giant Trump win in November is the only way we can shut this thing down. It's really important for independent voters in the swing states to see the way that Republicans are treated, conservatives are treated, Donald Trump is treated, the lies that keep being told, especially propagated by the mainstream media. This is a man who literally took a bullet for our country. He works very hard. He wakes up every day asking himself, what can he do to make our country and its people better off? And we've got to come out overwhelmingly to the polls in November.
Do Democrats accuse Trump of continuing to be a threat to democracy because deep down inside they know themselves Democrats are the true threat with open borders and things like, yeah, you don't need an ID to vote? It seems to me like they're gaslighting here. Your thoughts?
Gaslighting and every accusation is a projection. They literally turn back the clock of time on the border, wide open border. They literally can't define what a woman is, let alone protect one. And these people completely lie. They're the ones that literally tried to kick Donald Trump off the presidential ballot in November. They're the ones trying to look at and take away democracy from the people by their behavior, by taking him off the ballot and making things up about him. He's not the one that that hacked into other people's campaigns. That was Iran that did that and gave that information to Joe Biden's campaign. It's crazy to me, the lies that are being told and how the left just eats it up like it's okay. It's misinformation. It's propaganda. And I pray the American people see the truth in November.
Well, if you think that's bizarro world stuff, there's also this. The House passing a bill that you introduced to deport illegal migrants convicted of sex crimes. You think everybody would be on board with this, right? No. A total of 158 Democrats voted against the bill. Congresswoman, why would anyone vote to keep sex crime convicts in our country? That makes no sense.
The left has seizures every single day over Donald Trump, and yet they can't vote. 158 Democrats voted against deporting illegal aliens who rape, who are pedophiles, and who murder American women and children. To me, it's unfathomable that you would put illegal immigrants over American women and kids. So when you talk about women's issues, when you talk about the party who's going to stand up and protect American women, that is the Republican Party. We saw that on display Wednesday night over the vote over my bill, the Violence Against Women by Illegal Aliens Act. I'm not going to let up because I want the American people, I want American women to know the truth about where the Republican Party is, where Donald Trump is, and how we are going to protect them. We're the only party that will.
Yeah, one Democrat who voted against your bill, Jerry Nadler. Here's his explanation. Listen.
Here we are again debating a bill that is another attempt by the majority to scapegoat and fearmonger about immigrants. In reality, the redundancies in this bill all but ensure that no additional dangerous individuals would face immigration consequences if it were to become law.
I mean, you just heard him in his own words there. He thinks you and your fellow Republicans are fear-mongering by wanting rapists to be deported. Your reaction?
It was shameful. I am a rape survivor. I have worked for years to protect women and girls who are victims of rape and incest. And to say those things on the House floor was disgusting. It was completely shameful. Jerry Nadler also compared American women who are victims of rape to cats and dogs in Ohio. So I don't want to hear that they support women, because they don't. We saw it in full display on the House floor Wednesday night.
Before we let you go, Pulse of the People time. You yourself are campaigning because you have an election every 2 years. What's the main thing the voters are telling you with just weeks to go before this election?
People are very upset about inflation and the cost of groceries and gas. They're upset about illegal immigration. They want mass deportation. And by the way, in a purple independent district like mine, they really care about women's issues. And I'm working hard and fighting for all of those things.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace, always a pleasure to have you on. Have a great weekend. Thank you for your time. Carly.
All right. Thank you, Congresswoman.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.